Hi everyone, my name is Sive. I am joining you for my second vlog of Realmathon, so this is week 2. If you did not catch the first week of Realmathon, I will link it in the description. And for those of you who do not know, Realmathon is a month-long competitive points-based readathon hosted by Covers with Cassidy. I will link her announcement video below. It is not too late to sign up. You can sign up all month long. But if you do sign up, join Team Shadows. It's the best team. It is currently Sunday, May 10th. I am currently reading Foxglove by Adeline Grace, which is a YA kind of fantasy, romantasy, if you will. I'm 54 pages into this book and would love to give it just a little bit more effort. I'm not totally in love with this story. I don't love the writing style. This is the second book in a series. I read the first one and was not really that impressed, but I thought that there was a lot of potential because at the core of it is a really cool mystery. And though I didn't like the main character, I really liked the love interest. And there are a few factors just that brought me back to continuing the series and trying the second book. So we'll see. The first 50 pages have not gone well. I am gonna keep pushing though, and I want to give this a good effort before I decide to DNF this book or in this series. If I DNF'd it, it would just be a really big bummer. The other book that I'm going to be starting this week is Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica, which is a thriller. It's a domestic thriller, and I've read from this author once before, and I'm excited to try her new release. Very quick intro, that's all I've got for you. I hope that you guys are doing well, and thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy the video. Good evening. I have a quick reading update for you. I've made it to chapter 13. I'm on page 116. This is great. I'm really pleased with my progress. As I've been reading and just continuously not enjoying the book, I was beginning to seriously entertain the idea of DNFing this. The first book was not good enough and the main character is not strong enough. However, before I made that decision, I really wanted to, like I said, push and just give this a really good shot. You can DNF books and still get points for them as long as you read 50% or more of that book. So I kind of had that in the back of my mind. However, after over 100 pages of very boring stuff and not a whole lot going on and me being frustrated with the main character, we had something really interesting happen. I'm on sprints right now. There's around 25 minutes left in this sprint, so I'm going to continue reading and I'll let you know, but that was unexpected, basically. This one small interaction, this one scene, I liked. So I'm gonna keep reading for now. No DNFing at the moment. I'm trying to keep an open mind, basically, is what I'm telling you. I'm gonna get back to it. Hi, I am joining you from my lunch break on Monday, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm running a quick errand and I'm not gonna have any time to read Foxglove on my lunch break today. However, I've started Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica, which is a domestic thriller, and the setup is proving to be really interesting. We're following 2 couples, but only one partner from each of the couples so far. So it's dual perspective, but it's not the husband and the wife. It's the husband of one of the couples and the wife of one of the other couples, which I thought was a really interesting choice. It just gives a lot of opportunity to see the inside of both of the couples. So I liked that choice, very interesting. There's a missing person and one of the couples is hiding something. That's all I'll tell you. I'm really enjoying it, but I'm literally only 15 or 20% of the way through it. But I'm hoping to read a lot more of that today. Hi, you're at my kitchen sink. It's Tuesday morning and I'm getting ready for work and kind of doing a few things, including making my French press for the morning, and I've also put together a meal for my community group, which is tonight on Tuesday nights. So just a beef roast, a Sunday roast, if you will, in honor of St. Patrick's Day. I've done this meal once before, but I did this version without a specific recipe. I kind of pulled from a number of different recipes, so I'm hoping that mine turns out good. As far as the reading goes, I will let you know I actually did do a good amount of reading of Foxglove yesterday. I read 120 pages, so I am now at page 270 and I've broken the halfway point. I would say that I'm almost liking certain parts of this book now, and so the turn that this has taken is amazing. My other update for you is in Mary Kubica's book that I've been listening to, Just the Nicest Couple. I made it to 60% through this audiobook yesterday, so I am thrilled with the amount that I was able to listen to. I would love to finish that today. It's a slow one. It's like very insular between these two couples. If you love like a character study within a thriller, it does make it more suspenseful, but it does also mean the plot is a little less like, we're finding clues to find the killer. I wouldn't say it's capturing my attention any less. There is a scene where the woman came home and she saw that the door from her garage into her home was slightly ajar. And she was like, that's really unlike me to leave that unlocked, not shut. And she was desperately trying to remember if there is a risk, if there's someone in her home, or if she like called the police, would they think she was crazy because, oh my gosh, woman, you just forgot to close the door. For some reason, that scene felt like, it's never happened to me before, but it felt like something that could very easily happen to me. And so it definitely got my heart racing. I was like, wait, this is something that's really realistic. In that way, I am enjoying it. It's definitely like slower, but it's really suspenseful, and I definitely am getting a little spooked by it. Would love to be able to finish that today, like I said. So I'm gonna love you and leave you, and happy Tuesday. Hi, it's the end of the workday, and I'm back home. I let my cat outside because I thought he'd like to be out in the sun, but now he's just crying. My roast turned out okay. I always struggle to have like a well-seasoned, like a good flavor. Like obviously the roast is delicious and like the actual meat and the veggies are yummy, but I always like undersalt things because I'm too scared. I mean, I'd rather people, I guess, be able to like season it themselves. Other than that, the food is gonna be good, but I did want to chime in to tell you I did finish my first book of the second week of Realmathon. So I finished Just the Nicest Couple, and I really, really enjoyed the ending. It definitely took me by surprise, and as much as I enjoyed like listening to that book, I don't think that I'll really think about it too much again, so it's probably gonna be a 3-star. Really, really entertaining, but it would be like something I'd recommend on like a B list. There's like a bunch of other thrillers I'd recommend before it. So I went ahead and started my next book, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This is gonna be my first Blake Crouch, and my dad has listened to this audiobook and really enjoyed it, and he suggested it to me. He thought I'd really like it. So it's a sci-fi and a horror, and it starts with a bang. It's very different than Just the Nicest Couple. It's just interesting to go from one slower thriller to like another more fast-paced. I already submitted Just the Nicest Couple for positive points to defend the Team of Shadows, and I'm gonna just move into my evening. I've got community group tonight, so I'll catch up with you later. Hi, it's Thursday night. I've been home from work for a little bit. I've prepped dinner, and dinner is currently cooking. I'm on sprints right now, and dinner has about 25 more minutes. I am so close to being done with Foxglove, you guys. I read on my lunch break yesterday and on my lunch break today. I probably, between those two lunch breaks, read 100 pages or more. I'm still not loving this book, but I'm really excited to finish it so I can move on to my next read, and I'll give a little bit more of a comprehensive review when I finish it. I'm just too excited, so I have to tell you I finished Dark Matter today. I will also give you a review and a rating for that later, but I'm going to settle in and see if I can finish this book before my dinner is finished cooking. I finished Foxglove, and I am debating whether I'm going to give it a 2 or a 3-star. I'm leaning more towards a 2 just because of how bad the beginning went for me. It was a good book. I was relatively entertained, but I'm not going to be continuing in this series. There's so many other better series and books out there for me to be reading, spending my time. I'm also not sure how much the YA writing and YA characterizations were influencing this, but Signa is meant to be 20 years old. Her maturity level is not the issue, just her like as a person. I also despised the ending scene. Not the ending, not the reveal and the wrap-up of the mystery. I liked that. That was okay. But there is the ending that I hated. So that's enough about that book. I want to move on. Let me tell you about Dark Matter. I absolutely loved that thriller sci-fi. Great entry point for sci-fi for readers who are trying to get into science fiction but maybe a little unsure. It is so beautifully rooted in reality, and you have this gorgeous like main character. He is just, it is a little insular, but you just get to know him so well, and you can really get to care about him and understand his motivations, and you're rooting for him. Morally gray, but also very clear hero at the same time. I'd highly recommend this as an entry point for sci-fi, specifically because once you're kind of grounded in your love of this character, then the sci-fi stuff comes in. So you kind of always have this foundation, this like baseline to enjoy the book. And like, yeah, the sci-fi stuff get really weird. It's really out there. And I loved it. I'm gonna give that book 4 stars. It was really that good. Okay. Right there. I started another audiobook called It Lives in the Woods by Boris Basic, which is a horror creature feature monster story. I've read from him before, continuing in this little creature horror series. Not much to say there. It's really just vibes. It's not the best writing, but I'm here for the thrills and for the gore. That's just what I was in the mood for today, so I picked it up. Free on Hoopla if anyone wants to get into it, if that sounds like it's your speed. I wouldn't say it's the best, most life-changing thing ever, but it's always good for like just that creature horror fix. I have to reach to get my book, but I really don't want to disturb him. I literally love him so much. Won't you let me get it? This is my next read, Lachlan's by Mr. Robert Jackson Bennett. Yeah, I can't really do this with him here. This is the third and final book in the Foundry Side trilogy. It is an epic fantasy. It is an amazing magic system called scribing, which is essentially a coding, and you can write a new reality onto an object. And so you can scribe inanimate objects like wood to be stronger or a car to be faster. You can alter reality using scribing, but it is an extremely difficult skill to master. And I'm so excited to get back into this high story. It's very the band get back together type of vibes. I'm ecstatic to read this. Ooh! I just saw a little graph. We're about to get sciencey. I'm excited. I do feel like I'm a little bit all over the place, but it's really just because I'm trying to rush through so that I can start Lachlan's because it's already 8:30. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Realmathon, and I am going to be wrapping up this week's vlog on Friday. Happy Friday Eve. I will talk to you all later. Okay, it's Friday night, it's the end of the week, and it is now officially the weekend. This is the last day that I'm gonna have on this week's vlog. So I am bringing you to an event that I'm going to tonight at the library that they are putting on. It's like a craft night, and there's a bunch of different crafts, but the one that really caught my eye was a bookmark making one. They've got a few other things like block printing and something like VR painting, which sounds cool. I'm bringing Jared with me. In reading news, I will give you a larger update before I close out this vlog, but I did want to let you know that I finished It Lives in the Woods. I finished that today and really enjoyed it. Okay, enjoy this B-roll of this thing I'm going to. Back home, and before I changed, I wanted to show you my outfit. I knew that I wanted to try this shoe and sock combo. My friend who got married last weekend gifted all the bridesmaids these socks, and I just think they're super cute. So here's the dress that I picked, that I thrifted, and these shoes I also thrifted. Here's the fit. Okay, girly pops, welcome to the end of the video. I'm gonna do a roundup of all the books that I read this week, the second week of Realmathon. If you are still here, that means you like watching my videos, and I have just edited and am uploading a video that will already be out for Irish recommendations. Please go and take a look at it. It's a very fun video I made with my mom talking specifically about Irish authors. Please check it out if you are interested. Okay, I finished a number of books this week. Majority audio, but I did finish Foxglove. I gave you my thoughts on this. I'm giving it a 2 stars. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I finished Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica. I really enjoyed that while I was reading it, but it wasn't a good enough thriller that I would really think about it again. So that kind of falls into the category of books I give 3 stars. Like I mentioned to you last night, I also finished Dark Matter. An amazing book. So cool. Horror, sci-fi. I already told you all about it. I'm giving that 4 stars. The last book I read this week was a book I finished this morning. Like I mentioned, I did finish It Lives in the Woods by Boris Basic, and I'm thrilled to have finished that. That one kind of snuck in at the end there. I was impressed by myself. So yeah, that makes 4 books read for Realmathon, 9 in total. I really enjoyed It Lives in the Woods. The characters are always a little bit caricature-y. However, there was one character. If you are familiar with It by Stephen King, not the movie, but the book, if you've read the book and you know about a character called Patrick Hockstetter, this guy was like that. So that's all I'll say about that. He was really interesting to read from, and it added an extra layer of horror that was very real on top of this like folklore-y kind of like out there speculative horror vibe. It added a layer that is like, ooh, that happens in real life. That's real. That is real. So it was scary. I don't know if I'm just not remembering the other 2 that I read accurately, but I felt like there was more body horror in this one than there was in the previous 2. Could be wrong. It was literally a 1.5 years ago. Coming up on 2 years that I've read those 2 books. Holy crap. All right, my friends, that is it for this week's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like other bookish content like this, feel free to subscribe. I am making 1 a week Realmathon videos, and I'm making a special readathon vlog for next weekend for Peace Talks, which are going on as part of this readathon. It's like a 48-hour readathon within a month-long readathon. So if you are interested, please feel free to subscribe. I would really love to have you. And other than that, have a great rest of your day. I will see you in the next one. Bye.